Hello race fans and welcome to the Wednesday Night Dash Series. We are here live from Circuit of the Americas for race number 2 on the schedule here as these 9 brave drivers take on the 20-turn tricky road course down in Texas.
I was just gridded.
I thought they were going to
took me back to the
do the entire pace lap, so I thought I was going to have a little bit more time to preview the race, but I did have some time to jump out there and attempt to make a couple of laps in my own Silverado, and I spun it both laps. It's definitely going to be a big challenge for the guys as they go out here and do battle tonight. It was last week's winner, Richard Hurst, setting on the pole throughout qualifying. Zach Bowles is going to start second. Good to see Justin Neves back. He's going to start third. Fourth is going to be Erik Richardson. Colton Gardner fifth. DJ Fluck sixth. Bernard Pollard's going to be seventh. Brandon Birmingham's going to start eighth. And Caden McAravey is going to roll off ninth. So with it being the road course here, it's going to be the Porsche getting ready to pull off here, and we're going to have a time trying to figure out where these guys are on the racetrack, especially without this racetrack really having steady names yet. But it's going to be 15 laps for the guys as they get ready to start this one. And the green flag's out, no competition yellow here tonight. The lap times are well over 2 minutes, and we'll see if they can survive turn number 1 here. It's an extreme hairpin as we see Zach Bowles drive to the inside. Justin Neves get a little bit loose, and now they're going to circle the way here through the S's, and that is a very difficult place to have two trucks side by side as you see Bowles concede the position. Probably make mention of it more than once throughout this broadcast, but those S's are especially tricky because they're not symmetrical. They actually get tighter as they go. Still Hurst holding onto the lead. Zach Bowles trying to reel him in. Another tight turn coming up here as the guys have done a nice job. You can see they've put the practice in. It's going to be interesting to see if we hit the time limit first or we finish these 15 laps. I'm rooting for the guys to finish all 15 of them, but we shall see. Fastest time in qualifying was a 2:24. Bowles trying to dive it in a little bit deeper there on Hurst. We see Hurst go a little bit wide there. Riding on board with Zach Bowles as he navigates his way through the latter portion of this long road course. The main thing is you got to be very, very careful to not overdrive these corners and make sure you get a good launch off. They're coming up on the final corner here. Nicely done there by Bowles. And look at the elevation change. They go up that humongous hill into turn number 1 there. Still all Richard Hurst out front. Whoa, we see Zach Bowles just cut the course on accident. It's easy to do. There's a good look at the S's. And here's the battle shaping up right now between Justin Neves and The 41 truck of Brandon Birmingham is already up a few positions. This is looking out the back of Justin Neves. We see Birmingham go low, and he's going to get the position. So Richard Hurst holding on to a 4.5 second lead, but the way this track runs, I mean, one mess up on a turn, you spin it out, and that lead is gone. You're still looking at the battle there for third spot. Justin Neves trying to come back on Brandon Birmingham. Guys have done a nice job throughout this race so far. This is not an easy track to drive by any means. I mean, I know they probably want to put a road course in here, but they're handling the challenge of COTA quite well thus far. That is definitely one of the more difficult tracks that would be a possibility of being on the schedule. You see Erik Richardson there, and there's Colton Gardner, the 40 truck. Tell you what, if Birmingham maintains this pace, he might be the leader here pretty soon. He's really been on the move. Oh, we see... Oh no, we see Richard Hurst is off track there. I've got the camera set to exciting, but they missed it. That's going to give the lead to Zach Bowles, but he's got pressure from behind from Brandon Birmingham.
Sorry.
A couple of Silverados running up front right now. Oh, hang on to it. Bowles did a good job there. He took the turn wide, got a little bit loose, but hangs on to it. And now that if you're the 22 truck of Richard Hurst, you'd won the first race in pretty much dominant fashion. It started on the pole here. Uh-oh. Was that the 53 truck getting sideways? I don't know why the camera just jumped. Yep, he must have went around because you can see he's now behind Justin Neves in the 82 truck, and that's good. Means.
Tire fall off? That up?
Whoa, Hurst is loose. He gathers it back up. All four of these trucks under a blanket.
Anybody but myself.
They've already made almost 60 turns, and they're all right there together. Still Brandon Birmingham out front right now.
I have not seen
Zach Bowles trying to reel back by Justin Neves.
I'm not sure which is going to be the most interesting race, this one or the Bristol Bird.
This one got me over here shook.
Really a pretty tremendous battle for the lead. Especially given how many turns they've been through already, as we head to lap number 4. And there goes Richard Hurst, really dives it in there pretty aggressively and goes by Zach Bowles in the 53.
You can't be dive bombing like that, man. I'd do everything out there.
Well, it looks like Justin Neves dealing with a little bit of connectivity issues. Let's hope that doesn't play into the factor of this race. And iRacing just has come out with a new update this week, and it was a big one. I know there's been some connectivity issues associated with it. It was well over 10 gigabytes of updates. And you'll have that. That's why they do week 13, but it's unfortunate that these guys are just one day after that release and having to deal with some of that. So hopefully it won't affect the race at all, because we've had a good one brewing here. Justin Neves now sees the leader right in front of him, and Richard Hurst trying to rally back from that spin through the S's. See Birmingham a little bit loose. That's really going to hurt him through this big long straightaway. And you see a slight lock up there from the 41, and the 22 of Richard Hurst pounds the back of Justin Neves. But it looks like everyone's okay. Wasn't severe contact. Oh, Neves a little bit loose there. Oh, now he's off the track. You can see he's really fighting some handling issues in the 82 truck right now, so he just needs to let the tires cool off. Let the 22 try to chase down the 41 right now. While these guys are a little bit more spread out than they have been, let's go through the field. Erik Richardson currently running 5th. Colton Gardner hanging on to 6th. 7th right now is DJ Fluck. The familiar Jepson Malora callers. Got the, oh no, Bernard Pollard's off track, and he's going to go down a lap. But he's being a good sport about it, just sitting there letting all the leaders go by. You saw them all. As Brandon Birmingham, as they come through the S, I really love this view. Front 3 trucks have kind of put a little bit of a gap on Zach Bowles, but all it takes is one off track and totally flip the race around. Looks like we lost Caden McAravey. That's a bummer because he was really fast last week. I know he was dealing with some upload packets, and Richard Hurst is around again.
Whoa, don't pull out the traffic, dude. Come on.
Still,
talking about me, I just spun out.
still not that much damage on the 22 truck. He did hit the fence there, but and he's been fast. Was able to almost reel the 41 all the way back in, so he just needs to keep hitting his marks. There's the gap from 1st to 2nd to 3rd right now.
I'm bad over here.
Birmingham doing a great job. I mean, he started all the way back in 7th spot tonight. Worked himself up to the lead and trying to lead his 3rd lap in a row. The laps here are just so long. And we've already started to see tire wear certainly be an issue. Last time by, the 2 leaders were running 2:27s. Pole time was a 2:24. As we see Birmingham locks it up. He goes off track, hangs on to it. Wow, that was really impressive. And Justin Neves loves seeing that. He's out of the gas. Here comes Zach Bowles to the bottom of the 82. That was an incredible piece of driving by the 41. All the way up to turn number 1, that tight hairpin. I'm going to be curious to see if anybody's going to pit and throw new tires on this thing, because the way these guys are sliding around, you can tell they've burnt the tires up. They're run a 230 last time by. And Richard Hurst sees all this action happening in front of him. I think he can catch back up there. Closest battle on the track right now is the battle between Justin Neves and Zach Bowles. Bowles is going to take a peek underneath Neves. Can he get the truck load up? He did a good job there. Oh no, and Neves overdrove it on exit. He goes around. So put Richard Hurst back into third.
Get out there, bud. I didn't make contact with you.
Still Birmingham out front. Oh, you can tell his tires are just cooked. Look how much the back end's stepping out there on the 41 truck. I'll be curious to see if one of these guys like Erik Richardson, who's just run nice, consistent, clean laps back there, is able to start reeling in this top 4 just by tire conservation. This race is playing out really interestingly. It's so easy to overdrive these corners. Oh, hang on to it. New leader. Zach Bowles is going to lead this lap. Birmingham's still out of shape. If I'm that 41 truck, I'm coming to pit lane next time by. I mean, he has been so fast. He needs to get some fresh rubber on that thing, and it's going to be faster to just take the 20 seconds probably of getting fresh tires and going down pit road than it would be to go off course and loop it around. See Richard Hurst trying to make a move here, going through the S's. Zach Bowles has done a tremendous job in this race, just keeping that 53 truck on course. Here comes Richard Hurst trying to make a move. He goes around the outside. Birmingham able to get the launch off as they come to another tight section up here of racetrack. And both Birmingham and Hurst overdrove that corner. And Bowles loves seeing that as he's sailing away. And Birmingham is off course as well as Richard Hurst again. I will be shocked if these guys don't loop it to pit road. They're right at the halfway point in the race. It looks absolutely like a blast to be out there kicking the back end out on those trucks every turn, but it's not good for speed. Side by side again here for second spot. The Ford of Hurst trying to go into second. And Birmingham trying for the crossover. He gets into Hurst.
Come on, man. You couldn't give me any room.
Looked like a little bit of net code there.
Yeah, Brandon is absolutely hazardous driver on.
And you could hear the radio there. It didn't seem like people were too happy with the 41 truck. Still Zach Bowles out front. Lap number 8 coming on the board. Justin Neves has moved into third. And last time by, Zach Bowles ran a 2:29. Justin Neves at a 2:30.9, and the next closest lap was Erik Richardson with a 2:33. Top 4 are still close together. And you see the sign back there, they're on turn number 10. That means they've completed half of the turns for one lap here. Going to go on board here with the 82 truck of Justin Neves trying to reel in Brandon Birmingham. And you can just see the 41 is all sorts out of shape. It's really doing a great job handling that thing. But you can see the angles that Neve's taken here. It's much better both on the tires and for time to be looping it out wide like that to get the launch off those exits. So tempting to overdrive the corners when you have somebody that close in front of you, but oh, we see Birmingham go around. I wonder if he'll just shoot straight into the pits here, because I think that's his move. He's not going to do it. Bypasses the pits once again. You see Hurst had some issues there. Still Zach Bowles out front, and we've seen Zach be fast at a lot of these racetracks, qualify really well, and then just for whatever reason end up coming into trouble throughout the midway points of these races and not able to get some of the finishes that he deserves. But right now he's laying the hammer down on these boys. It's been the Maxwell House Chevy for the last few laps out front. Using the runoff area there. Last lap, for what it was worth, Justin Neves had the fastest lap at a 2:30. And something unfortunately must have happened to Erik Richardson, because he's now showing that he's in 6th, 30 seconds back. And man, I thought he was just about to be potentially reeling in those top 4 guys, so he must have looped it around. Really curious as to why some of these guys haven't just brought the truck down pit road, throwing some fresh Goodyears on there. It's the amount of time that it would take to just get that done, and the comfort that you would gain, and the ability to just run multiple seconds faster laps. I think it would make up for it. Nothing changed up front. Zach Bowles is still your leader. Good looking paint scheme there. Nice clean paint. Pretty similar to the old Sterling Marlin Maxwell House paint scheme, Bobby Labonte, the Junior Johnson era. We're down to just 6 laps to go, but that is still a good long ways here at this track. 20 turns. Battle heating up for second. Really only missed 1 lap there, so we're back with Zach Bowles. He's showing 5 laps to go. And he was the fastest last time by. Well, actually, Erik Richardson was the fastest at a 2:31. Vols the next quickest with a 2:32. It is still Justin Neves in second, and we got Richard Hurst in third. And those guys are quite a bit back from where we left you before the computer issue. So Vols doing a little bit better job hanging on to the tires thus far. And now he's almost got such a big lead, he could loop it and probably maintain the lead. So if he just goes out here for the next 5 laps and just runs it conservatively, might be a first career win for that Maxwell House Chevy. Oh, we see Birmingham going for another loop. He hangs on to it. And here comes Colton Gardner as well as Erik Richardson. They're pretty close together on the racetrack. And Birmingham has gone off course once again. That's going to allow these guys to... And there goes Erik Richardson. It looked like Colton Gardner just pulled on over and let Erik go. The Jepson's Bourbon truck moves up another spot. And it does appear as if the 41 truck has pulled it down to the pits. I think this is a good call, but I wish he'd have made it 4 laps ago. I really think he'd have had something for him if he'd have just pitted a little bit earlier. Erik Richardson seems to be nice and smooth at these road course events. I know last season when we visited Watkins Glen, I believe he was the runner-up in that race to Chad Winstead. If he wasn't runner-up, he was definitely third. So we got a battle heating up for second. Hurst dives it in, and he gets into the side of Justin Neves. Make a little bit of contact. Saw the 22 lock them up, and their tires have got to just be shredded at this point. All that's great news, though, for the 53 truck of Zach Vols. Vols was the fastest truck last time by on the racetrack. Still hanging on to about a 10-second lead. Well, while we got a little bit of downtime, let's take a quick... Oh, Colton Gardner's around in the 40 truck. You saw it there in the background. Here are the current point standings. Richard Hurst, of course, winning last week. Caden McAravey there in second. And tonight, with him having internet issues, that's going to hurt him in the points. But Zach Vols, you see him there, third spot in the points. Potentially could really shake up the points if he can hang on to this victory. Bernard Pollard exited early, but he'll still get some points for showing up, finishing 8th. You know, Mark Vickers didn't run tonight. Thought he might be joining us in the booth for a minute. Chad Crow didn't make the show, so the point standings are going to get flipped upside down after this week. So much closer than last season with Winstead kind of maintaining pace from start to finish. Battle for second still heating up. Vols was still the fastest truck on the racetrack last time by, as we see Richard Hurst complete the pass this time on Justin Neves. Neves trying to go for the crossover. Long laps here. 20 turns they've got to navigate. Zach Vols can just barely see them in his rearview mirror. But just when you're watching that Maxwell House Chevy, it just looks so much smoother through the corners at this stage in the race. It appears as if he's done a really good job saving those tires, and obviously he's practiced this racetrack and came to play tonight. Coming to 2 laps to go this time, but it's still 40 more turns to go, so you could almost look at it as, I don't know, if you're at a short track, it's like having 20 more laps to go. So this is a long way around this place. So despite it saying 2 laps to go, still a lot of work to do for Vols. Through the S's. Battle for second still really tight between Richard Hurst and Justin Neves. I think if these guys could give each other a little bit of space, they'd be able to race the racetrack a little bit more and try to close the gap on the 53. Last lap, Richard Hurst was the fastest with a 2:29. He actually made up almost 5 seconds on the leader. Got to make sure he hits his marks here. Zach Vols pulls it down across. Trying to give you a pretty good angle on how far the 2 trucks are apart from each other. There you see the 53 of Vols, the 22 of Hurst, and the 82 of Neves all in the screen. Hurst is quicker than Vols right now, but they're going to be coming to the white flag this time by. So 1 lap to go this time, 20 more turns. And right now, the gap on Hurst is just that. Hurst is barely in the screen. And last time by, Hurst and Neves were both able to make up 3 seconds on our leader, Zach Vols. I still think if Zach just hits his marks, he's going to be all right here. Coming through the S's. Bowles needs to do absolutely nothing but look out that windshield right now. Just focus on hitting his marks and not spinning the tires or over driving any of these corners. Tell you what, if there was one more lap, we might be neck and neck, but here comes Zach Bowles, another nice clean turn. He's got just a couple more turns to navigate. You see Hurst is definitely gaining.
Win there, Bolt. Good win.
So Zach Bowles is going to come through the final turn. And he's going to pick up his first career Wednesday night dash.
Zach, Justin, Richard, I've had fun these last few laps just watching those intervals and you guys racing.
And something happened a little
Sorry
bit
about that,
further
Justin.
back.
Man, that was a good race.
Justin Neves and Richard Hurst, I believe, got together.
Nah, bro, you deserve that. You didn't steal nothing.
Can't wait to watch the replay and see you guys battling.
So Zach's going to burn it down. We'll see if we can get a word with him.
There, Bolt. You deserve it, man. You deserve it.
We're still waiting for some of these guys to come across the finish line. But unofficially, it looks like, obviously, Zach Bowles picks up the win.
Yeah, congrats. Nice of you to finally break through.
Justin Neves is going to finish second.
Finally, dude. It only took a road course. If only there were more of them.
Richard Hurst is going to wind up third. Erik Richardson fourth. Colton Gardner fifth. Brandon Birmingham, despite being really fast early, is going to bring it home sixth. DJ Fluck rounds out the top 7 there. And Bernard Pollard was the last finisher here. He made it just a few laps in the 31 truck.
I think that was the most epic burnout I've ever done.
And you heard it there from Zach Bowles. He did enough burnouts to blow the motor on the thing.
Man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like tired after that.
That ended up being a tremendous race here tonight. I really got to give hats off. I mean, the guys clearly showed that they've been out there practicing. And the beginning parts of that race, you know, we had 4 guys under a blanket. I definitely wasn't expecting that. You know, they were 4 or 5 laps in and still putting on a good show. And I hate that we couldn't get a word in here with Zach Bowles, but maybe we can try and grab one pre-race next week.
Yo.
Oh, there he is. I was just about to sign off. I didn't know if you had the memo. So congratulations, Zach. Finally got the job done here. Code, I think you saved your tires better than anyone out there. Just walk us through your evening. I know we had a few contact points, and but I think, man, I mean, once you were able to get about that 10-second lead, you just kind of had to keep an eye on the mirror, but just hit your marks.
I didn't touch a single person that entire thing. That's really all that came down to, is just not hitting anyone. I spun out like 2 or 3 times, or at least, I think the other thing was that I kept control when I started the spin. If you want, I could share my screen and take you back to where I messed up and where I did okay, if that's possible.
I'll tell you what, Zach, I actually, let me see if I can work this out. Well, why not? This is the first. We'll just pull Discord right in here.
Hell yeah. Alright, let's see. Where did I mess up the most? Well, I just heard a crash, so I guess somebody else wrecked, but I tell you what, I was running in the 4th position a bit early. Started in 2nd and ended up in 1st, but in the middle I was in 4th for a long time. And I'm not really sure where it is, but at some point here I start to spin, and then everybody starts passing me, and then later on towards the very end, same thing happens. I start to spin out, but this time I catch it a little bit better. And I noticed everybody else just started abruptly slowing down. It's kind of hard to tell what's it. That was it. Here's the really bad one. I absolutely dug into the sand over here. Slowed myself down pretty bad. But the trick was just to hang on to it over and over. That sort of stuff just kept happening to me. I kept sliding off the road, started off-roading over and over. And then all I had to do was just start catching it. And as long as I caught it, I noticed I would gain about a second every lap on somebody, because somebody else was spinning and they didn't catch it, you know? So it was just consistency and not spinning all the way, just spinning half of the way.
Well, yeah, I was wondering, I mean, if anybody had kind of come up with a plan to potentially throw tires on the thing about halfway through.
I was originally going to do that, but then I started leading and doing good, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to throw tires on this. I'm not going to throw this away, you know?
No, yeah, you can't pit from the lead. But you've been so close so many times. I mean, you've always shown speed no matter what track we've gone to. But finally able to get the job here done tonight. Who you got to thank for the victory?
Me for messing up. No, just playing.
I don't know. I don't really have any sponsors or anything. I used to, but I guess shout out to my friend Gage. And he's pretty much the only person who's gonna watch the broadcast. So that's about it. Kind of awkward. I wish I was a NASCAR driver with 50 sponsors to thank.
Well, you can thank Maxwell House and Gander Outdoors for putting on the series and everything like that.
I don't even know what Maxwell House is.
Oh man, that's Coffee House.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
okay.
coffee.
It's
like Folgers.
I found a die cast at a thrift store one time, and it looked pretty cool. And I was like, hey, what if I put that in a truck? And then that's what I did. And
Well, cool deal. Where you guys are off to where next week?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't pay attention. I literally practice 10 minutes before the race starts, and then I'm in.
We're hearing Charlotte, so that'll be a good race too. These trucks have seemed to keep the field closer together than the next gen cars did last season. So you guys put on a whale of a show at the beginning part of this race, and Zach, congratulations once again on the victory, and
Thanks,
we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, all right. See you next Wednesday, hopefully in the same Discord call.
That's Zach Bowles.
I messed up on ovals. All right, later, boys.
We'll see you, Zach. That's Zach Bowles. He's your winner here tonight from Circuit of the Americas. For Kendall, Kerr, and everybody involved here at Wednesday Night Dash, thanks so much for joining in with us, and we'll leave you with the end credits.